Together. Hey, good morning, everyone. We're going to get started. So thank you for coming this morning to One Night from Little Rock. This is something we do every Wednesday morning. How many of you, is this your first time here? We've got a few. Good. Welcome. So glad you can come. This is a little program that's started with the Kaufman Foundation. We have a short little video that will kind of explain what's going on here, and then we'll dive right into some more stuff.
Is a weekly educational program developed by the Kaufman Foundation. Over the years, we've added more cities. It's a great energy to see what's happening across the country. What I've learned from other entrepreneurs is very, very valuable. Taking with other people that have ideas too, it helps me to think, you know what, my idea is worth something. It's worth pursuing. It's worth going after. Even if it looks like a challenge, I should still go out and try to do it.
Okay, so basically we, every week we let an entrepreneur come in here and share their journey, their story. It's usually a younger company or a new endeavor by somebody. And this week we have Tracy with Clinicpass, but before she comes up, I want to give you a few tips about some social media and how you can connect with us today here. We really like for you to share about our presenters, and if you hear her say something interesting or you want to give her a shout out online, you can find her Twitter handle here, and these are ours. And our sponsors, of course, like I mentioned, the Kaufman Foundation. We're here in the Innovation Hub. They allow us to use the space every week, which is awesome. You should be enjoying some latest coffee, I hope. It's wonderful coffee. And we also have the ASB TDC, which is the I'm gonna brutalize it. The Technology and Business Development Center. I knew I was gonna get the C wrong. So they're a new sponsor recently. So with that, the only other housekeeping is there is an app. If you want to stay connected to what is going on here, there's an app you can download on your phone. You can actually check in that lets us know you're here, and you can learn more about our presenters and follow them online there too. So with that, I'm going to allow Tracy to come on up. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Okay, plug in this morning. Well, I guess part of me starting Clinicpass was to hear the word younger and thinking associated with some younger companies, so I like that. Clinicpass obviously started out as an opportunity, and the opportunity came because I was a medical device rep and pharmaceutical rep for about 16 years. And in the course of that time, a lot of things changed. We were able to give out pins. We could, meet physicians and staff at restaurants to talk about our products and education. The government came in and said, hey, you know what, we think that there's some inappropriate interactions going on, and we're going to shine a light on this. And they started pulling things back that we could do for our interactions. So across the country, what I started to notice, I covered 3 states at the time, clinics were starting to limit their access to reps or shut their doors altogether to reps, mainly because of the time that it took to manage the flow. You've all been into a clinic and you've seen reps just kind of come in whenever they wanted. There wasn't any real good management of scheduling with the reps that came through. And so what I decided to do, where my opportunity came in, was to provide a management tool for the clinics to help manage the scheduling and then the compliance with some of these new regulations that were coming out. So what happened is we started with a beta test in Spike in Memphis. And, I went in because I was around for so long. I thought that I knew everything and what everybody needed. Well, I soon learned that I didn't know what I thought that I knew. And we had to make a lot of modifications. So what we thought would be a quick rollout kind of took us back. So we were in our 4th year from idea, thinking of the idea to actually being in market. So Right now, I'm really proud to say we have 81 clinics. We're rolling out with some of the Mercy clinics in Northwest Arkansas. We're partnering with Baptist here in Little Rock. We're in Mississippi, Tennessee, and we have a couple clinics in Alabama. And so it's just been a really exciting adventure to be on this journey and to see the growth. So I guess if you're looking at our company, we have several different avenues of where we want to give our management to the clinics. So one of them, as I mentioned, is with clinics, or with clinics with reps and their appointments in the clinics. And what the clinic can do is they have to customize the calendar that they can set up for when reps can come in. So there's now no more free flow of reps walking into a clinic. Reps can only come when they go online to clinicpass.net and they see what the clinic says is available to them, and they book their appointment through our website. They have to confirm their appointment through our website, and they can also cancel their appointment through our website. A really great feature too that is provided with it is whenever a cancellation goes out, all the reps at that clinic are notified now. So there's just extra communication and access availability for product promotion. I will also kind of say that with the appointments, the reason that I feel that it's so important is that I think every clinic should see reps. Reps are highly trained in the products and services that they sell, and it's there for patient care. So they go in and they talk about the product, what's being covered with that product, patient assistance programs that are available. So the need for a clinic is important for the clinic and for the rep or for the patient, but ultimately the goal is for patient care. So the best time for a rep to see a physician is during lunch because it doesn't interrupt patient care time. So the other thing that we do is we partner with restaurants, and through that we train the restaurants on pharmacode. That's another guideline that the clinics and the reps and the pharmaceutical companies have to go by, and with that, then the reps have to choose their catering for our program too. So that's another kind of due diligence that we work through with their confirmation process of their appointment. So when they go to confirm their appointment, they have to choose a caterer that has been trained in pharmacode. That's an ethic compliance guideline. Then the last thing that we do is with credentialing and compliance. So we require all the reps to go through and just say, hey, yeah, we work for this company, we've been trained on HIPAA, which is the Patient Privacy Act. They input their information from like chickenpox and mumps. Mumps, right now we're having a little outbreak in Arkansas, you've heard, so we make sure that everybody is doing their due diligence in the clinic to make sure that it's a safe environment for their patients. So it's just, that's our journey, that's what we're doing. We're just trying to keep the doors open for reps while providing a management service and tool for clinics.
That's great. So I'm sure that some people have some questions for you. So we're going to open up the floor. If you don't mind, I'll just let Tracy, if you don't mind, just kind of repeat the questions so that anyone in the back can hear it.
What's your revenue model?
My revenue model, it's through restaurants. So we get paid by marketing for restaurants. When the reps come in and select a restaurant caterer, then we send an email to the restaurant for a referral, and then they get the catering order. They work directly with the reps, but then the restaurants pay us for that catering.
So it's free to the doctor and the pharmaceutical?
It's free, yes. It's free to the doctor.
And the pharmaceutical?
Except for the compliance piece. That's another revenue model for us. So we get paid for the credentialing that we do. I guess I'm not repeating the question. So the first question was, what's my revenue model? So we have two. The revenue model is through restaurants, we pay for marketing. The second one is through the credentialing piece. And that's $195 for the rep for us to review and watch over to make sure that they do have the proper training and credentials and immunizations that they need. But the whole thing is free for clinics, so the physicians in the clinics do not pay for Clinicpass. Yes.
So that's interesting on the revenue model because that's not, I guess, what I assumed it might have been Is there a regulatory reason why more of the cost would go over to the reps themselves versus, because it seems like long term that there might be a way that the restaurant can get around this and develop a relationship, with the doc, and in fact,
Okay, so I guess the question is, are there regulatory reasons why more of the cost doesn't go to the reps? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a real gray area for the calendar, because that thing that I talked about a minute ago called pharmacode, it's just this kind of this 300 and something page document that pharmaceutical companies live and breathe by, and they they require their reps to comply by that pharmacode. And one of those is that reps cannot pay to see a doctor. So it was a gray area for us with the calendar. So we decided to not charge for the calendar piece to the rep, just to stay out of that. So when we were doing our beta testing, we really didn't know how we were going to do it. And because we're a real-time calendar, we would have, it happens anyway, it happens without Clinicpass, but there would be double bookings for lunch or no-shows for lunch. And I hate to make everything that reps are doing, make it sound expensive. But really the best time for a rep to see a doctor is during lunch, because they're not seeing patients. And so it was a real strain on the clinic if there was a no-show, because a lot of clinics just have about 30 minutes for lunch. So it would just push back their time with their patients. So we decided it was really important to tag in the restaurants and help promote them, and it just was a real good fit for us for revenue model, because it's marketing for the restaurant. And restaurants send people out anyway to clinics, trying to get them to bring in business, so this saves them money. And right now I've got about 2,000 reps on our platform, and so in Little Rock we have about 800 reps, and so the restaurants that we have on board, which are about 43, have their names out there with all the reps every day. It's good marketing. That answer your question?
Are all the restaurants just local chain restaurants, or how do you pick?
Well, we love to keep it local, so we do have a lot of local restaurants, and we do have some chains. The chains make sense for us as we grow and go nationwide. They'll go where we go, and they're harder to get to. But we definitely, in the areas where we are, we get local restaurants. That's real important.
What's the Sunshine Act?
The Sunshine Act. It's
Is that what this is
another.
all about?
It is another lovely 500-page law regulation. I have it if you ever want to read it. But it basically is that the government came in and said, we think there's an appropriate action going on between pharmaceutical and reps and physicians, and we're going to shine a light and disinfect the whole thing. And we're going to bring in August 2013 a law called the Sunshine Act, or open payments. And we're going to require pharmaceutical companies to report to the government how much money they spend on physicians. And then the government takes that money and puts on a public domain for everybody to see. And that's a lot of clinics are just saying it's not worth it, because the onus isn't on the physicians to report the money, but they can go in and dispute it if they want to with what is reported. But they don't have their own documentation, or the reps come in, do the lunch, report back to their companies what they spend, and then the doctors just have to look at that data and say, oh, I guess that looks good. So what they do with Clinicpass is, after a rep does a lunch, they have to report to us what they're going to report to their company, and now we're in an accounting warehouse for the clinic.
Right, and it's just not drugs, right? It's also any kind of
device, pharmaceutical and device companies. Labs are not included, like hospice, they're not included. The big dogs.
But it's devices and all that too, right? So
Yes, devices.
Like Virgo Rapid comes in and wants to show the report we can document the latest, whatever.
Right.
Screws.
That's right.
It's the same way.
Yes. Yeah, and they report everything. So they report you know, honorariums, grants, studies, research, all those big things that you would think. Food is the number 4th item reported through the Sunshine Act, but it's the number 1 list of transactions.
So you, it may be in the news that, you know, that we have to do government leadership. Do you foresee that, you know, there's anything in the horizon in the near or medium term that will change those regulations or destroy those regulations? But the best regulations that, you know, might impact businesses.
New leadership, I guess the question is, new leadership, am I worried that it's going to change or have an impact on what we do? And no, I mean, there will be change. I mean, he's revamping, you know, Obamacare, the insurance, and not political, but even if he were to change what the Sunshine Act is, it's already in place, and the efficiencies, whether the Sunshine Act is there or not, the efficiencies still need to be in a clinic, and they've never, ever had them before. So I'm not worried about it affecting my business at all, because it's still needed. Yes.
Tracy, as you grow going forward, you've got to get the new clinics, you've got to get the restaurants on board. How are you going to do it? Do you have other partners you're working with the sales effort, and how you manage that business development?
Okay, the question is business development for growth, how are we going to handle that? And we're going to have to hire, I mean, we're going to have to hire people, we're going to have real good relationships, just like the restaurant question a little bit ago, having more corporate restaurants where we can kind of go wherever that we go, they go with us wherever we go. But it's really going to be hiring people and managing that growth. And the rollout for a clinic is easy. I set up 2 clinics yesterday and it's been about 30 minutes. So the setup for a clinic is not difficult. It's just going to have the manpower to help support our growth.
Where do you see yourself in 2 years from now?
Oh gosh. I see myself doing this. I'll be doing this. I hope that we're in many states and not just 4. And I see having a really strong team and continuing to do research to roll out other needs within this industry of Clinicpass. I was kind of broad on that, but I'll be here. I'll be right here doing this. Maybe I'll be here speaking again in 2 years.
Can I ask one last thing?
Yes.
So you said it's free for the physicians, clinics, / whatever, right? So they have to be signed up for it. Does that mean the reps have to?
Yes,
So let me ask you this way.
Okay.
If the clinic or a physician, or whatever, is signed up for it, does that mean that if the rep wants to see them, they need to get on board?
that's right.
Or do they go around?
No. So the question is, if a clinic is using Clinicpass, does the rep have to sign up for it? And the answer is yes. So a clinic comes in and mandates that to the reps, hey, if you want to schedule appointments with us, you have to go through Clinicpass. And so what we do is we hang up signs, and they get about a 30-day window to get in and set up their account. And then when they set up their account, we migrate all their current appointments on that little paper calendar, you know, that you can barely even read, over to Clinicpass. And then from then on out, reps just go in and start scheduling through us. The average clinic spends 40 hours a month managing reps, and we drastically reduce that time. Over half.
So is your main focus in clinics and physicians?
Our main focus and target is the clinics. So we get the clinics on board, and then we get the reps, because they have to go in the clinic. And then we find out too from the clinic what restaurants they prefer to have in, what they like, and then we target those restaurants if we don't already have them. Or if we already have them.
You said you're in 4 states, I understand.
Yes,
Do you have competitors then in other states?
we do. We have, the question is, do we have other competitors? We do. We have one other competitor, they're out of California, And they work differently than this though. All they do, it's a good company and a good program, but they do the calendar scheduling, and that's it. And then they charge the reps for that. And it's about, I think about $400 a year cost.
Are you a web-based?
I am web-based.
Do you see it turning to an app?
Would love to have an app. Yes, that's on in the future. Yeah, they're more expensive than I thought, but yes. Yeah, we already have an app. We need an app.
So you said you have the 800 reps, is that
In the rock.
in Little Rock, and so how many administrative staff would you have?
And the question is how many, I'm just laughing. How many administrative staff do I have? Amazing.
You're managing all 800.
I have 81 clinics, 2,000 reps, 114 restaurants, and it's me. So right now we're looking to hire everybody. Email me. So yeah, it's happening. So I get to work with mine with M&A Arkasnas, but he's my sounding board on it. But
How do you structure the fees for the restaurants? What is that?
how do we structure the fees for the restaurants? We do it based on clinic size. So we're tier based. We don't do percentages. We found it was a lot more fair for the restaurants. I had some friends that own restaurants. We kind of plugged in with them to say, hey, what have you seen with the companies that you work with right now? Because there's, the companies that deliver food, you're all heard of those. And I wanted to kind of figure out how they did it to see what would be fair for us. Because we have larger volume. I mean, our average catering order is $250. So if you get into a percentage, that would be a lot of money, and it wouldn't be fair for the restaurant. So we do it based on clinic size. So a clinic up to 10 people, we get $8. A clinic that's 11 to 20, we get $12.50. And then a clinic that's 21 and above, where we don't cap it, we get $22.50.
Is it per event or?
Per event. Right.
So it's not like a monthly?
No, we don't do any monthly or annual fees at all. And
It's just per lunch.
per the event. And then, yeah, when we send the restaurant the referral, and they get the catering order, because when we send a referral, we give them all the information. We give them the date, the time, the clinic address, the rep name, the phone number. And then the rep gets the restaurant's information, and those two connect to do what they do now. So the benefit for the restaurant is they get to build that relationship with the rep. So then where we're not, which I hope we are everywhere in 2 years, but where we're not, they then build that relationship to get more business. So it's good marketing. And then we also work with the restaurants to do extra marketing for them. So they have like specials that are going on. We'll email those out for them to the reps. It's a good partnership. I really look at it back through customers. So I have the clinic, the rep, and the restaurant.
When a rep schedules, it's not on lunch, right?
No.
They can schedule that.
Right. So when a rep schedules isn't always lunch. No, it can be sample drops. But then the clinic goes in and sets their parameters on when the rep come in to do the sample drop. And then they also could do a breakfast, a lunch, or even an afternoon meeting. So there's several different options. It's just it's customizable to what the clinic wants.
How many lunches last?
Honestly, it varies. It really does vary. We're probably a week kicking out over 2. I bet we're doing about 400 a week.
400 scheduled things a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that includes sample drops, and stuff. There's just the minutes on the calendars.
We end every women's session with the same question. What is one thing that we as a community can do for you in Clinicpass?
Okay, I would love to say that. I have found over the course of time, it's not really what you know, but it's who you know. So anything we've discussed, whether it be a restaurant, that you're like, oh, they'd be perfect with Clinicpass, and it may be trying to help them grow their business, to refer them to me. Or it could be a clinic or a hospital facility that you might have a connection with. You know, or it might be that you know somebody that does Ruby on Rails, that, you know, you could refer to me. Just, for me, it's referral based, and it really is who you know and what you know. So anything that you have that you think would be a benefit add for me to know, or something that you think that I could add to Clinicpass that would be a good feature, all of that would be very much appreciated.
Thank you, Tracy. All right, so Tracy's our only presenter today. So if you know somebody that might benefit from presenting at one of these talks, just like you saw today, we highly encourage you to let them know about this. Have them contact Erin, who works here at the Hub. My name is Abby. I sometimes work out of the Hub, but come talk to us afterwards. We'd be happy to tell you how to get them in touch with us. And that's it. We'll be back next week at 9:30. 9. That's right. Yes, we have Greta Kress. She has redheads, right?
Yeah, so it's Greta Cressy, that really great artist here in Consulting. His daughter is a senior, he said that she has her own business. She started and learned how to do screen printing here at the Hub and has redheads.com, which is one of our presenters next week. So it's going to be really, really, really interesting.
Yeah, she's a very talented artist herself too. So yeah, come on back next week, hear from Greta, and feel free to enjoy some more coffee and network with each other. And we'll see you next week.